Welcome back, Sports Radio 929 The Game here, breaking down more of the AFC West showdown. Of course, Blake's still joined by Tristan and Chandler here. We're going to start with the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to throw it over to Chandler here. Tell us what the Chiefs have lost going into this 2022 season.
Confidence, swagger, and the loss to the Bengals last season. What will we expect from the Chiefs this season?
I like that idea. Tristan, what about players that they've currently lost?
Well, they lost Tyreek Hill, big loss, and they also lost underrated because of all the Tyreek Hill news, but they lost Tyrann Mathieu, an all-pro safety. They replaced him with Justin Reed, of course, but that's still a massive downgrade from what they had.
I mean, you look at the team still. I think Nicole Hartman is due to take the next step. You like Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes is still at the quarterback position. Defensively, I think they were able to keep Chris Jones and a couple other pieces, but I feel like the Chiefs honestly could have a down year. Let's move on to the Denver Broncos here. Of course, the big acquisition, getting Russell Wilson, the team that was a quarterback away, got that quarterback, looking to put themselves back in the title contention. Tristan, how do you like that move?
I like the move. I don't think this move necessarily puts them in title contention. I look at the Broncos roster, and while it does have some pieces here and there, I don't think it's built quite like the other teams in the division. While Russell Wilson's a very good quarterback, he's still most likely the third best quarterback in that division behind Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert.
Any rebuttals?
Well, the rebuttal is, what will we see from Russell Wilson for the 2022 season? Last year he was with the Seattle Seahawks, and now this year he's with the Broncos. What will we expect from him?
I guess it'll be really interesting to see how he transitions into the new offense. Of course, phone lines are open here at 678-310-1101. And for any callers wanting to talk some AFC West action, if not, we're going to move on to the Justin Herbert-led Los Angeles Chargers here for a little bit. Of course, the Duckman going into, I believe, year 4 in his NFL career, looking to finally take the step and make the playoffs. A team that's been so close the last couple of years hasn't been able to get over the hump. Tristan, why is that?
I think it's just they've had this pattern of being unlucky. They haven't built all-around teams. They've had just a lot of talent dispersed here and there. This is probably the most complete team they've had since the Phillip Rivers era. I really like what they did by adding J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack. I think their first-round pick of Zion Johnson really solidifies that offensive line when you put them with Rashawn Slater and Corey Linsley. I really like what the Chargers are doing, the moves they've made. Now, to me, the big question is if Brandon Staley can get over that hump, because he had a bunch of questionable moves last year, and see if he can actually take a leap up as a coach and lead the Chargers to their first playoff since Rivers left.
And that's honestly a very interesting point. Them bringing back Khalil Mack into the AFC West, bringing back Mike Williams, that was a big question mark for them all offseason. Can Herbert take the next step? He's already been great, but can he be that next elite-level top 5 quarterback? Chandler, what are your thoughts on that?
If Justin Herbert can perform very well, there's no doubt they're making the playoffs this season. The weapons, the defense, Khalil Mack is back. Khalil Mack is back in the AFC. And now, what will we expect from this LA Chargers team? My prediction is they're making the playoffs this season.
I think a lot of LA would love to see 2 NFL teams in the playoff hunt. I guess wrapping things up here, we're going to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders real quick. Of course, getting Davante Adams via Green Bay in a trade a couple months ago, getting Derek Carr, another guy to throw the ball to. Of course, Hunter Renfrow had a great season last year, breaking out after the unfortunate case with Henry Ruggs. Tristan, do you think this team is still a legitimate contender with all the talent that we've already talked about in this division?
Oh, of course. Between Davante Adams, Chandler Jones, I believe they traded Ngakoue for Rock Yassin in the offseason, adding another corner there, just as depth. Carr's very underrated. He's never had a weapon quite the caliber of Davante Adams. You pair him with Hunter Renfrow, a really underrated wide receiver, great route runner. You pair him with Darren Waller, a top 5 tight end in the league. You build that defense up a bit more. And I think they have a case to win the AFC West. Do I think they win it? No, but I definitely think they're in playoff contention. I definitely think they hold up compared to the rest of the division.
Chandler, I got to bring this up. Chandler Jones, now a new Las Vegas Raider. I'm sure you're excited.
I'm actually excited to see what he can do with the Las Vegas Raiders. He has a lot of talent. He has a lot of potential. He was with the Patriots, the Cardinals. He has won a Super Bowl. What can we expect from him this season now that he's with Las Vegas?
AFC West talk continuing on here. We got a caller, Brandon from Orlando. thing is about that Herbert is a top level quarterback. You got J.C. Jackson as their new corner. He showed signs of greatness here at New England. I also think that Khalil Mack is a great addition with the Chargers. So I believe that the Chargers are going to win this division this year. I like the take there, especially if Asante Samuel Jr., of course, makes another step up. But I believe that's a lot of the time we have left here today. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. Blake, Chandler, and Tristan will be back after this commercial break.